Hello friends, my name is Masood. Today we shall discuss about topic the Scrum Framework. Friend, today's topic is very interesting, especially if you have interest in project management and software development and you want to learn about it. So let's start. First of all, I request to please subscribe to my YouTube channel and click on the bell option as well so that my videos can reach to you. And also you can follow me on the Facebook page as well. Friend, Scrum is basically a framework which is based on the concept or methodology of Agile actually. Whenever we are implementing projects nowadays, so the most important thing is the agility means the flexibility in the approach, in the when that how we collaborate with the customer, how we manage the team. So basically the agile means the flexibility in the approach of software development, customer dealing, and also the agile tells you that we divide the work or project into multiple chunks, and with the incremental or iterative approach we deliver the work to the customer. For example, you are implementing e-commerce solution, okay, and there are 40 tasks in a project. So the normal approach for the software development is that we do the planning, then we do the development, then testing, and then the deployment. This is the normal or general approach, which is called as waterfall approach as well. Now in the Scrum, which is based on the incremental or agile based approach, what we do, we divide the 40 tasks for example in 4 chunks, which is called as sprint. So, and each sprint or each incremental or sprint is basically focused or based on the 10 tasks. So in that way, if there are 40 tasks, so it will become 4 chunks actually, and for each chunk we will do the planning, development, testing, and deployment. Okay, so in that way, when we reach till the fourth chunk, the whole project will be completed, and the adaptability and the collaboration the customer is very high. At a very early stage we are getting the feedback from the customer, because first we do the complete the first chunk of 10 tasks, and we get the feedback from the customer. So in that way, when we are moving forward, we are getting the feedback from the customer, and with each chunk the work or the quality of the work is also improving, because we are getting the feedback from the customer as well. Also the confidence of customer is also getting high, because he can see the work which is completing and which is delivering. Now there are 3 main roles in the Scrum framework. First one is the product owner. Product owner is basically, you can think of this person as a voice of a customer. Basically he is also a stakeholder, but he is a person who knows what needs to be developed, what are the requirements of the product, and he basically custodian who is basically the owner of the product backlog. Product backlog is basically the set of requirements or set of features which needs to be developed in a product. Also he knows the priority and ensuring the development team delivers the maximum value. So you can think of this person, product owner, as a bridge between a customer and the Scrum team or the development team. Then Scrum Master. Scrum Master is basically a facilitator, or you can think of this person as a person who facilitates the team. He has the knowledge about the Scrum framework, Scrum methodology. He ensures that during the execution of a project, all principles and practices of Scrum should be followed, and he also ensures that the things should be improved continuously, and if there are any impediments, issues, roadblockers in the execution of a project, it should be removed as well. Then development team is basically a cross-functional group of team. Think of this as, like, for example, group of software developers, software designers, the deployment team, QA team. So it's basically a group of core team members who are basically implementing the project, and they are basically responsible for development and the shippable product increment as well. Shippable means that the things, when it will be ready, it will be delivered to the customer. Then friend, artifacts are, there are mainly three artifacts. Product backlog is basically a set of requirements, set of features which are prioritized, and it also includes the bug fixes as well. And product owner is responsible for maintaining and prioritizing the backlog. Okay, you can just think of this as an Excel sheet in which all the required features, bugs of a product are mentioned. Then a sprint backlog. Sprint backlog is basically a subset of the product backlog. For example, in a product there are 40 tasks which we need to be developed. 40 features are there. So sprint backlog, what we do, like we take the 10 user stories or 10 features from the product backlog, that okay, we are working on this subset, on these 10 requirements of which are on the highest priority for the coming sprint. Okay, for the coming sprint. So that is called, it will become a sprint backlog. Then increment is basically the sum of all completed product backlog item at the end of the sprint. It should be potentially shippable product meeting the definition of done. Means, for example, at the end of the first sprint you have completed 10 tasks and it meets the definition of done, means that it is acceptable from the customer as well, so it will become a increment. Then after the end of the second sprint, like 10 more tasks added, so that means 20 tasks becomes in a product. So those 20 tasks product will be called as the sprint, is called as the increment actually. Then events. First event is the sprint planning meeting. Sprint planning meeting, before starting a sprint, we do the sprint planning meeting, in which basically the scrum teams sit together. They decide like what are the tasks which needs to be completed in the sprint, and do the planning for the sprint as well. We take the task from the product backlog item and do the planning for those items. Then daily scrum or stand-up meeting is basically a 15 minutes meeting in which the team members are standing, they are discussing their plans for the day. If there are any statistical issues, it will be discussed. They discuss the progress of the work. Then sprint review is basically it is a meeting which held at the end of the sprint to inspect the increment and adopt the product backlog. The team demonstrates what was done during the sprint, and stakeholders provide feedback as well. Sprint retrospective is a meeting which end at the end of each sprint, where team basically reflects on their performance, what went wrong, what went well, and the things which are basically negative or the bad, it should be discontinued, and the things which are positive, it should be continued. Time boxing is basically means that the scrum events are always time box. Means, like for example, the daily stand-up meeting should be always 15-minute meeting. The sprint is a 3 to 4 week time period to complete the work. Scrum artifacts basically means the definition of done. Definition of done means the criteria at which we consider, we accept that the work has been completed. It's basically a definition or criteria defined by the customer. Empirical process control means the basically it is focused on three things: transparency, inspection, and adaptation. Transparency means things should be clearly communicated and transparent. There should not be any ambiguity, or false information should not be circulated. Inspection means always check the things, and after proper check and balance is necessary. Adaptation means that whatever the changes are coming, it should be adopted properly as well. So friend, Scrum provides a framework that promotes collaboration, communication, and continuous improvement, allowing teams to respond quickly to changes in requirements and deliver a product that meets customer needs. It is widely used not only in software development but also in various industries for managing complex projects. So friend, thank you. Thanks a lot for watching the video. I hope you like this video. If you like it, please share it with your friends and colleagues, and thanks a lot for watching.